Hi, this is Steffy and welcome to the FinancialFox. Today on the show I have Alexei Falin, co-founder and CEO at Rarible. We did an interview with Alexei a year ago, and since then they have made great progress to become an aggregated, community-centric, multi-chain NFT marketplace. Okay, that's a lot of things, and Alexei is going to help me to unpack that. But the key points are that Rarible is an aggregator of NFT Marketplace, and that's quite cool. They are multi-chain, and that's even cooler. They are on Polygon, they are on Ethereum, they are on Solana, they are on Tezos. I mean, that's great when we talk about interoperability and the future of blockchain that is actually going to be multi-chain. And also they have got this very interesting product for businesses, which is NFT Marketplace white label solution. So there is a lot of interesting stuff that we are going to discuss in this interview. But before we get into that, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, click the subscribe button now and follow us on social media to stay up to date with our news and interviews. Now let's get straight into my conversation with Alexei. Hi Alexei, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's great to have you back on the show. It's been quite some time. So I think we did an interview. I think was last year, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was a year ago. I remember that one. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, awesome. So let's make this another good one. And I think maybe a way to start will be, let's just give a quick overview, quick introduction of yourself and a quick overview of Rarible.
Sure. So my name is Alexei Falin. I'm a CEO and co-founder. We founded Rarible in 2019 and still developing and building toward this Web3 metaverse bloom that's happening.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, okay, Alexei. So if we have to say how Rarible is different from any other marketplaces out there, for example, OpenSea, we know that Coinbase has got an NFT marketplace, Binance has got another one, and there are so many other out there. And actually, the market is quite competitive as well. So how do you stand out? How Rarible stand out from the rest of other marketplaces and is unique?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for this one. So as you said, there is a lot of marketplaces we can see on the market and more coming. Same as NFT as a category, it's just developing and it's more, we're seeing like more and more different types of NFTs emerge. And what's Rarible is different is that we probably the most largest platform, like a protocol that you can utilize to build your own marketplace. So our main difference is we are building everything that all the tooling that you need to build your community. Essentially, it's like a minting experience and a marketplace. So now you can generate a marketplace on top of Rarible infrastructure and have your own branded experience for your community. So you don't need to share your user base with any other marketplace. So we believe that in the future, it will be more trades will come to the vertical marketplaces because it's like very brand and community oriented, always like NFTs. So you wanna be like on a safe branded environment when you trade. It's one thing. Another is that different type of NFTs, they need a different type of explorer. And what we already seen is that's really badly fits into the one marketplace interface. So to say, we saw recently rise of this trading terminals. So it's like a Blur or Magically GG or more of this coming. So it's completely focused on numbers and text and graphs. So it's like a trading terminal. And not all NFTs fits to be traded in this in the sense like art. You can't really trade art as just like tradable asset through high frequency trading. But you can do this with tokens such as PFPs. So PFPs suits good for this. And what we're seeing is like, okay, there is different user experience, different explore people need to trade, to interact even like with different types of NFTs. And Rarible is different because we provide the tooling for communities. So you can come to Rarible and generate your own marketplace, or we do like a deep partnerships with prominent projects. So to say, there is a 2,500 marketplaces launched already, huge network of marketplaces that people are utilizing for their communities. It's a no-code solution. You can just be a designer or marketing person, and you can generate this, and you can really set up all your visual, like color, and just like tweak design of this marketplace with easy to use like a CMS solution on backend. So all of this works on top of the same like Rarible infrastructure, and the same infrastructure runs behind Rarible.com.
Okay, so it's kind of like based in providing an NFT white label solution for businesses as well. Here is the tricky question. Amazon is rumored to be building an NFT marketplace, and obviously they are hosting businesses, right? Your thought and strategy if that actually happens?
If it actually happens, that's a good question. I hope it will happen. So from what I've heard is that they're not gonna use like Ethereum or any of the major ones. They're gonna use their like own blockchain, which is very sad to hear, but we'll see how it will go. So generally, what we do have on the market, we have a super small market still. So crypto is like pretty small. Still is pretty small on user base, and especially on this bear market times. Now we do have about 30,000 traders daily, which is like super small audience comparing to like Instagram, so to say. It's like hundreds of millions of daily active users. And we do have like a very tiny audience at the moment. So what is very important for the market is new people joining, finding something that they really like in Web3 and in NFTs. NFTs is a very good category to onboard people. So if anyone like Amazon or Coinbase or this consumer facing, especially not crypto native brands, come into the space and bringing awareness and converting some portion of their audiences, it's super helpful for the whole industry. Yep, I'm really up to seeing more NFT marketplaces from prominent brands and from big companies.
Okay, so you talk about partnership before, and I mean, 1 year has gone by since we chat the last time. Can you maybe summarize the key development milestone at Rarible during those months?
Yeah, exactly a year ago, we started this community marketplace product, which allows you to spin off your own marketplace. And to date, we launched like more than 2,500 of these marketplaces. Oh, wow. Yeah, and 20 of them with big brands. And soon we'll
tell us some names.
It's a lot. We did a lot of with toy companies actually. So it's from traditional world. I can give you the best one. So also out of Web2 and traditional brands, we worked with a lot of crypto native brands. Some of them is a Pixel World. It's one of the most sophisticated and cool marketplaces we launched. Then we launched CryptoPunks V1, Emphors. So all these communities, they can trade on their own marketplace. And actually they do. So what we're seeing is that all these marketplaces, they tend to keep some audience. At the moment, there is like all sorts of marketplaces around this. And depending on the NFT type, they could trade it more on Blur or more on OpenSea or more on Rarible or more on Foundation. If it's like more of the art, super rare. So, but also community marketplace is always able to capture the very core like community audience, and there is like trades happening there consistently. So there is Fox news company. We launched Cropopolis Marketplace to support their animated series launch. So yeah, there is a lot of this cool prominent partners. On Solana, we did Digital Academy. That's one of the top Solana projects. And also our marketplaces, they are multi-chain. So you can launch this marketplace at the moment fully automated on Ethereum and on Polygon.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you mentioned about interoperability and the different chain that you support. So on the point of interoperability, yeah, tell me how can you support more chain and how do you see the future of NFT marketplace as being maybe more interoperable than fragmented as it is right now?
By interoperability, you mean like multi-chain mostly,
Yeah,
right?
multi-chain.
Okay, cool. So for multi-chain, it's here for sure. You can think about this as languages, like group of language. Like we have ETH, EVM, like it's Ethereum, it's Polygon, layer 2 solutions. Then we have Move language, it's Aptos, and other blockchains. It's more of the enterprise focused. There is a Flow blockchain. It's also enterprise focused. So it's really depends on and there is a Rust group of languages such as Solana and Near.
Okay.
So, but it's really depends on the specific features and purpose and go-to-market for these blockchains. But we are seeing that actually enterprises, like big enterprises, they tend to lean toward this like enterprise-focused blockchains, which are, I would say, more restricted and at some point more suitable from legal standpoint, I guess. So all this helps a lot to attract like big enterprises. So they will go for this set of blockchains. And then definitely Ethereum will be on the frontier of the whole like innovations and all cool stuff that's happening. But also what we're seeing is that L2s probably on top of Ethereum will gain a lot of traction because they just like cheaper and faster.
So one of the points that I wanted to discuss with you is the point of royalties for content creators, because we are seeing a lot of like controversial views about should we keep royalties, should we not keep royalties? And I mean, they are actually important for the development of the digital economy and protecting also IP. On your website, you say enforce royalties. So tell me a bit more about your views and what's the role of royalties in an NFT marketplace?
Sure. So that's a good question. Royalties is a big part of this market. And getting back to types of NFTs, I would say that there's different things like, okay, there is a PFPs, and for PFPs, when people tend to do like high frequency trading of them, royalties doesn't make much sense. So you don't want, but there is a flippers, they sometimes they flip like one NFT tens of times a day. So you don't want to pay like royalty every time. So that's why we're seeing drop of these royalties from trading terminals. So they trying to get rid of those royalties, although it's possible technically you can't really restrict on Ethereum, you can't restrict royalties. Essentially for art, I think it's very important to keep royalties for art. So Rarible is always pro creator and building for creators of communities, for creators of digital content. We preserve royalties. It's as easy as we just go for it. Also, for what we are seeing now is that the solution we offer to the market as a community marketplace product. So you can have your own marketplace and you can in this case, you can control royalties, so you fully control all the commissions and royalties on this marketplace, which means that if you have a really strong brand, a really strong community who wants to support you, okay, you can launch just a dedicated space for your community. And on top of the space, it will be rules that you set. And you can still earn and still have this revenue stream from your community from your own marketplace. So this is what we're seeing happening a lot as more and more marketplaces, they decline to pay royalties and drop royalties. So we're seeing more communities trying to spin off their own marketplace and then capture revenue stream this from like different type of on top of their own branded environment, rather than rely on third-party marketplace.
Okay. Talking about the future of NFT in Web3, I mean, we have seen the rise, the hype, the focus on PvP, but I mean, if we look at NFT in 5 years, in 10 years, how do you think are they going to evolve? What's the future of NFT?
Yeah, so I think years from now, NFTs still will be here just because it's one of the super cool and important primitives in Web3. So generally Web3, the one of the main value proposition of the stack is that you own directly everything. And NFTs essentially represent any unique, unfungible item, right? So it's a very, very basic primitive. So that's why it will be here for years. All the time we will have blockchain. And because it's so basic, it will be super popular. So people will have, like, imagine, I believe, like, we will have tens or 100x in users, or even like tens of 1,000x in users in blockchain. Next, like 5 to 10 years, it will be good infrastructure. It will be more convenient to use wallets and on-ramps and everything. So speed of execution. So it will be sleek blockchain apps on top. What we actually already seen, it's like a start of this like years, just beginning of application layer. So before, like 2 years ago, like even 3 years ago, we started Rarible. It was the first year you could build something meaningful from the user perspective. Before that, it was like really hard to use. Evolution is going, and 5-10 years from now, we will have like rich, robust apps, and pretty much all the content will be represented in any, like somehow in NFTs. Everyone, like a lot of people, they will have wallets, they will have NFTs as many as their emails in their inbox now. So just like a lot of NFTs from, let's say you visit some place, you got like this POAP use case. I really like it. So then like different proofs of different events, proofs of membership, and definitely like communities, and definitely art will be there. So yeah, I think it will be a big part of your ownership in the Web3 world.
Yeah, I like what you said about primitives of Web3, because that's, you know, some people say building blocks, but I like the word primitives. So basically, if I'm a brand, if I'm a company, if I'm a business that want to get into an NFT, I want to build a marketplace, I can come to Rarible and build it, and build also my own community. If I'm a trader, if I'm actually the buy side, right? Why I should go on Rarible? Tell me a bit about the community. Tell me a little bit what I can get there that I wouldn't be able to get anywhere else.
Yeah, so on Rarible you still can trade, and we aggregate all other marketplaces on multiple chains. So you can pretty much use Rarible to shop across several blockchains, Tezos, Flow, Polygon. So we will add more layer 2 soon. So it's just like one-stop shop for buying something specific. Yeah, Rarible probably not the best place to high frequency trading, although we do have specialization, special services now, like I mentioned before. And also you can browse this communities that people spin off as their own marketplaces through Rarible. So we tend to think of Rarible as just a browser where you can discover a community you like and start from this point.
Yeah, I think that's great. So what keeps you excited? What are you working on that you are really excited about? Tell us something.
So I'm really excited to see how we can bring more people into the space, how the space will grow. I'm less excited about trading and fighting for the whole like small audience we have on the blockchain, and also building the very niche things. for specifically this like niche audience. But yeah, this is what excites us, is that, and me personally, is to see how we can bring more users to the space, how we can be in the point there we have like 1 million at least monthly active users in NFT space. This is cool to see, and bullish on crypto in general. And recent events kind of prove for everyone again, and crypto get a really good bump because these banks, they going down and you can't do anything. So the thesis of direct ownership is pretty cool. It's definitely way more effective. I think, yeah, we will see a lot of growth next several years.
Completely agree with you. I think everything that happened recently has kind of enforced the value that crypto is bringing, and direct ownership, exactly what you said. Well, Alexei, thank you so much for coming back on the show. And, I look forward to see more development at Rarible and have you back again.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.